What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? So, I was thinking about something, right? Being improperly diagnosed. Half the problem is a lot of times, or this is where the problem begins. Sometimes you can be in conversation with someone, and let's just say you just you've had a string of bad luck, or what you want to call bad luck. You're just not feeling good. Your mental is just all messed up, and then you'll go have a conversation with someone, and the problem starts when you haven't properly diagnosed yourself. So you'll come to someone, they'll say, "What's wrong?" You don't know how to properly diagnose yourself. Then you'll get upset and start feeling like nobody understands you because you don't understand you. You don't understand, you haven't diagnosed your yourself, your problem. So you get upset and you start feeling alone because nobody else can diagnose your problem. Let me give you a quick story. My son, this is when he was younger. He fell at school off the monkey bars and he hurt his wrist. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be. But when I went up to the school to get him, I looked at it with my own eyes, my non-professional eyes, and I thought, he's okay. Probably just a minor sprain. He's okay. So gave him some ice or whatever. The next morning, I go to the store, go get some ace bandage and stuff, and I wrap his wrist and I tell him, "You're okay." So he's like, he's a little discomfort, but I'm like, "Nah, you okay." Goes to school. School says, "Nah, something is really wrong." You know what I'm saying? To make a long story short, the bone had started almost pushing through his palm. Now, here's the message. When you're not properly diagnosed, someone will try to diagnose yourself for you. And when someone else tries to diagnose, you, they hold you to different standards. So when my son was talking about he was being, his discomfort, I'm telling him out the prism of my own eyes, "Nah, you good? You tough? Nah, you all right. It just hurt for a little bit." And I told him when I was taking him to school that morning, "Hey, listen, don't be in there complaining about your wrist. You all right?" Because he was improperly diagnosed by me. And I'm saying that to people out there that don't understand themselves. You see, you could be going through some things and you don't have the wherewithal to diagnose yourself first. What are the symptoms? See, a lot of times people judge the reaction, but they don't look at what caused you to react. So when you haven't properly diagnosed yourself, what happens is people will then start saying, "Man, they just evil. Man, they just this, that, and other," right? But it's because they are only looking at it from their diagnostic. You haven't done the work yourself. Yes, you walk around here with an attitude, but you walk around here with an attitude because you have been hurt. And because you have been hurt, now you have a problem with trust. And because you have a problem with trust, you don't feel that you can go to anybody and tell them that. So you're sitting around here roaming aimlessly, feeling alone, feeling like nobody understands you because you don't know how to diagnose yourself. And a lot of times that's the hard part of life, looking at yourself in the mirror. In relationships, a lot of relationships grow stale because of action. And the problem is when one of the people in the relationship don't know how to diagnose it. So because they got some stuff going on within themselves, they'll project that to someone else. Next thing you know, you look up, it's been 20 years and things have just become a certain way. And then that person will turn around and blame the other person. "Man, you don't look at me the same anymore." Well, when I tried to look at you, you shunned me away. "Man, you don't show me no affection." Well, when I tried to show you affection, you pushed me away. So to summarize this whole video in a nutshell is understand yourself. Diagnose yourself. When you go to the doctor, the first thing they ask you is, "So what's going on?" "Ah, man, my knee is hurting. So what is it making a sound?" Because the doctor, in order to prescribe what's needed for you, he needs to come to a conclusion with the diagnosis that you give him. So here you are in a situation not being able to diagnose yourself, then you roaming around here thinking people just supposed to read your mind. And when they can't read your mind, or better yet, when they are diagnosing you from their prism, then you calling them stupid. You think you know everything. Another quick story, and I'm gonna get out your space. My uncle, you know what I'm saying? I talk about my uncle a lot. You know what I'm saying? When he passed away, he had broke his foot and the doctor misdiagnosed him. Told him it was a sprain. All of this, I mean, for months and months. Told him it was a sprain. When they finally said, oh, you know what? We misdiagnosed you. They had to re-break his foot. He ended up passing away from a blood clot. Misdiagnosed. So thinking about that in your life, what are you misdiagnosed? Are you walking around here telling people this is how I've always been? But you have always been that way because you refuse to look at yourself in the mirror and give the proper diagnosis. Y'all have a great day.